This is to all women and the emasculated males of the liberal order, or whatever the heck you are. I pray for your soul, but most of all, I pray that God will smash the molarchy, or the Molecharchy. You are so busy chasing bloodlust and rebellion that you will have, it was so disgusting. And I'm thankful to see so many people making videos highlighting how disgusting and inhumane it is to see a bunch of idiotic females who are openly in a rebellious state. The Democratic governor of Massachusetts, Maura Neely, whatever, or Haley, you need to be Haley. This woman, they say, is a lesbian, and a lesbian marriage, that's one. Two, you champion abortion, and now you have it up until birth. For those that are slow and don't understand what birth is full-term baby. Birth is, I went into labor and I'm having this baby. Birth could be, I'm on the table, my baby 40 or 30 something weeks, and I done had. Do you understand that there are premature babies that can live once they're born? And the most telling thing about how sick this is, I remember, was it the Born Alive Act? A couple of years ago, they had the Born Alive Act where babies, which is insane to me, that some of the stuff that we have to even sit and debate, like boys are boys and girls are girls. Boys play boys in sports, girls play girls in sports. Parental rights, mother and father. Those are not things that should have to be made into law or debated. But because the demonic atmosphere and alignment is so high, and the spirit of rebellion and the need to ignore God or recreate the God of the Bible because you don't want to go along with the Bible is so high, especially with people that have esteemed themselves to be higher than God and to know more than God, that they think that they can rewrite the gospel, they can rewrite what the sins are. Covetousness is a sin to all you socialist nut jobs. Covetousness is a sin. It leads to a whole lot of things. When you covet, you will murder, steal, kill, and destroy. Where do we see that? All over in the news, if you pay attention and watch more than crapping in them, because they are of the same ideology of the let's rebel and hold up Molech and everything else. So you have to have laws now. And shout out to Dr. Oz. I forgot yesterday to mention Dr. Oz because he is in charge of the Medicaid funding agency. Dr. Oz, President Trump, and all those who have sense and know that transgender is not correct and it goes against God. But for the most part, when it comes to the children don't need to be transgendered. So I am thankful. I know that transgenderism and fighting for the children against that and to restore the God-given notion of male and female is a hallmark of one of the executive orders. Sad that you have to do an executive order to say that there's only two genders, male and female. I see that the little tranny that ran over was in New Zealand, thinking they could escape the fight back, because y'all need some fight back. It wasn't enough fighting back going on for all this transgender agenda where you had to have I don't agree with him because he pushed all this trans stuff, but he wasn't the first one to kick it off. But he made trans visibility too visible. President Biden, I don't agree with his stance on abortion or on transgenderism and a whole lot of things. But I don't wish him any ill will, so I pray that whatever's going on with him as far as his cancer, that God will be with him and keep him, that he finds peace and that he repents for going against God, because you go against God. And I pray that you will have a smooth sailing, be it healing or going home, wherever that home may be. But most of all, I pray that you repent. Because for whatever intents and purposes, why you did it. I think some people do it for political points or favor or to be popular. We in the times you can't worry about being popular. I don't care about being popular. I don't care about black folks, especially black women, liking me. At the end of the day, I ain't going to be in heaven with just you. God said every nation's going to be around the throne. And frankly, I've had a lot of help and benefit a lot from knowing people other than black women. And some black women are very problematic, catty, just like all women. That's why I'm not into all this foolishness and looking at nobody's skin. Your skin don't prove anything. I done seen some whack, raunchy, stupid, ignorant black women like today. It's a lot of them. I wouldn't listen to you. You support abortion. You support transgenderism. Whether you think it's wrong or not, you don't say nothing. I don't ever hear about you talking about you at the school, nowhere making sure that's not in your child's curriculum. And then half of y'all act surprised when somebody brings something up. I don't know how, except for that you being kept in the dark by the very people that I tell you stop watching solely for news. But since you don't want to listen, that's fine. But back to this evil. The reason why evil is persisting the way it is, and make no mistake about it, what you're seeing with the children being violent, deadly, and ignorant is a result of allowing sin to run rampant and to gain footing in the church, in the pulpit. When you have pastors sitting up talking about abortion is something Jesus would be a part of, and they are live from the pit of hell, and you sit there and you stay and listen to these pastors, and you support these pastors, and you hold these pastors up like they are some type of beacons of light, you're going to have to answer for that. Because God is not mocked. You might be deceived, but God is not mocked. I don't care who the pastor is. I don't care what he looks like. I don't care if he's your frat brother. I don't care if he's your sister, your line sister's frat brother. Wrong is wrong. Y'all are actively operating in a spirit of wrong is right and right is wrong. When you have people applauding murder for people that you don't like or maybe disagree with, that's a problem. So this is how the abortion, so you know how Satan is. Let me whisper, go grab that piece of fruit. Get the piece of fruit. Next is something else. Just like this. Abortion started 6 weeks, second trimester, third trimester. Now we at the daggone birth. So from there, do y'all realize, I know a lot of y'all don't think too far past go, but do you realize that when you keep moving a line and you don't have a line, and then when you have people that sit and will constantly, you will keep voting for people that should not be making laws like that, because that is an abomination. I don't care who you are. If you don't understand what murder is, a full-grown baby, it's murder, period. But we're talking about full-grown baby. Why not? Okay. Oh, back to the Born Alive Act. The majority of them voted that the doctors are not allowed to do life-saving. And I'm like, isn't that the doctor's responsibility? Isn't that, what's the Hippocratic oath? Do no harm. I have, since COVID, my whole thing was like, Lord, watch over me and keep me safe when I go into, because I don't, the medical profession now, because you will sit and cater to genders that are not biological. Doctors deal with medicine. You deal with people and treat people based on their biology, their DNA. So catering to genders is catering to a mental illness and a total mindset that doesn't even need to exist. That's crazy. But that's why you have to justify all these psychology degrees. You have to make people mental and off to feed that everything that these people push feeds an industry that generates money. Transgenderism, sure enough, benefits the medical, the psychological, the funeral, the pharmaceutical, but it also benefits Satan. Satan's main goal, and the goal of those who are with Satan, like those diabolical women, and it's a whole lot others, because when I saw that lady in Philadelphia, the mayor of Philadelphia, She on a nice outfit, nice glasses match. But this fool up there brazenly, you could tell, just prideful and arrogant. How dare you all question me about taxing, with the delivery fees they want to add a fee on, is it Uber? That's pride and arrogance. So when you have that type of pride and arrogance, it's one thing to be confident. It's one thing, but when you have that type of pride, and you talking about people's money, do you really think that people want to give you more money when their cities and things are dirty? When they have crime? Even though y'all trying to lie and say the crime, some crimes might be down, but some crimes are not reported. And we've seen a whole lot of that. They're reclassified so people won't get arrested. That serves the, I don't want prisons, I don't want this, that, and the other crime. But it's victims all up and through here. But they voted, I think the Bourne, I don't know if I don't think it passed when they ran it, because I remember it. And I was disgusted. I'm like, how do you not, damn a party line when it comes to children and life? But I know one thing, I will say it again, I'm glad I'm no longer a Democrat. It ain't been one in like 2 decades now. Thank God for freeing me. It's like every year it gets worse and worse and worse and worse, more diabolical, more sinful. And then to see people that play around and act like they so holier than thou. Judgment. We're under judgment. We getting warnings, but we gonna get bust wide open. When you align with people that will applaud murder of anyone and applaud to murder babies, so eventually, I want y'all to understand, because we seen this line move. So eventually they're gonna say killing babies, like the babies that's been found dead, the parents leave them starving, or they beat them to death, or throw them against the wall, or like the mother that was masturbating. I mean, I don't know if she's masturbating, she probably was, because you threw your baby around and then he ended up dead and you continue to watch porn and all that. So when you have those type of unnatural, demonic, reprobate people in all shapes and forms, because make no doubt about it, that governor is reprobate. Those women standing around there clapping with her, reprobate. Anybody else that were clapping in their homes or wherever, reprobate. And for you Marylanders, and even DC, because we stupid too, and trash, because you look at the leadership. Maryland is one of 10 states that allows up to birth abortion. So let me explain to you simultaneously. Maryland this year has ranked as, is it the second worst state for business? So a curse. Let me understand, since y'all don't seem to remember the Bible, because you sit in churches that don't talk about the Bible, y'all recreating the Bible. So let me explain something to you. God is the same. He is not to be mocked. So when you making laws to trans children, to skirt laws that are on the books that go against order and law, when you applaud murder in any form of anybody, whether you like them or not, and when you applaud murder for children and you so vehement that you must murder children, so it's going to be done up until birth, there's a curse. There are curses. There's repercussions and consequences that come along with it. And a lot of people that claim to be in the church, that's how I know you ain't really about nothing. You don't even see it. You mad about everything else, but you ain't mad about that. Listen to me. When you go against God, it ain't about going against no man. When you go against God, recognize it when you see it. And that's why everything that you see going on around you, you need to recognize it when you see it. But if that would be if you knew God. So you relying on people to tell you that God is gay, queer, socialist. He would be with abortion. He would be with this, that, and the other. No, he wouldn't. He would be talking to these people and trying to get their souls correct. He would be talking to them about their sin and offering them to sin no more. Like he talks to all of us about not sinning anymore. He had to talk to me all the time. He have to talk to me all the time. He had to talk to me about not saying certain things, because when I let the mouth go, it can go. That's why sometimes I just have to stay away from people. Because a lot of y'all have the unmitigated gall and the audacity, and I try not to sound prideful, to think, I mean, like, who do you think they talking to? You one channel, one track mind, one source, demonic aligned, heathen. That's how I be thinking to myself. I'm like, now I know I'm a sinner, but you obviously don't know that you are. But if you think that you're better than me because you align with folks that advocate openly and put abortion buses outside of places and offer free abortions because the taxpayers are going to pay for it, we shouldn't be paying for that. We should just be paying for the things that we need: the roads, the police, first responders, jails, for people that don't know how to act and need to be removed from society. But we can't even do that. We can't get none of that because they busy trying to promote the killing and murder and this, that, and the other. Less population, easier to make illegals really a necessity so they can take over. Getting rid of Americans is what it boils down to. And you think that somebody is going to actually sit and go along with that? You think I'm going to pick people that shouldn't be here over Americans, even Americans that I don't particularly care for? I don't want to see your harm come to you, but I don't fool with you. But I don't think that I'm going to say that you don't have a right to live because I don't agree with you. Oh, but the shoe on the other foot. So that's what I'm talking about with the medical profession and people in general. These people, because of what they align with, and when you align with them, disagreement becomes a death wish. Because that's how they roll. So now they have you agreeing that babies are, I don't know, expendable. So if you can agree, if you think that babies are expendable, you will keep aligning with these people. And that's how you get something to grow into what it is now. So eventually, it'll be, the next bill will be, you can kill a baby up until 2. Then they're going to keep moving the posts. So eventually, murder will be legal. And then I can hear all these jackleg, backwood, Tallarico, Bryant-esque pastors. Well, they really not pastors, but since they must, or ministers of Satan, who are standing in pulpits talking about they of God. I can see them now. Oh, well, God would, They're already legalizing assisted suicide. Remember Dr. Jack Kevorkian? Assisted suicide. So you get to pick somebody assist you in your suicide. Nothing is natural anymore. Nothing happens on its own. Nothing happens according to God's divine providence. Y'all want to keep tampering with God. And then you got people making excuses. So that's how I know eventually is some sick world coming soon. That's why they don't want jails. Because if you make murder legal, most of these fools out here now with their pants hanging down and with their trailer park mentality, and I don't believe that any killer is better than the other. I don't care what they look like. Y'all not no better. They're just as equally hateful, because hate is a place. The only reason a lot of these people kill is not for self-preservation, it's not for protection or self-defense. In some instances it is, but for the most part it's jealousness, envy, pride, and hate is why a lot of these people are killing. I don't know what little girls, a lot of females getting killed out in the street, getting shot up like the boys. Aren't y'all proud how y'all have let Satan, Molech, Jezebel, and all them old ancestor worshipped spirits, them spirits of the ancestors, the spirits of old, y'all appreciate how y'all have brought them back into the atmosphere? And they're killing and stealing and destroying the children. And you got heathenous women, the patriarchy hating women, and the sick, emasculated Ahab type males. Well, but one day God is going to smash all of that. just make sure that you're not on the side that's going to get smashed. Because a smashing is coming, a smashing and a thrashing, and then a gnashing of the teeth. Who you going to be with? Are you going to be with the so-called in crowd, the Hollywood crowd, the rap, the industry crowd? Are you going to be with them? Or are you going to be with God? Because at the end of the day, that's the only person that matters. Smash and burn the Molecharchy. Maryland. I ain't even surprised looking at the makeup of Maryland. I tell you. One of 10 states with abortion up to birth. How many? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? Just like did y'all know about the case in Montgomery County and the one in Anne Arundel County dealing with socially transitioning kids in those books? Did y'all know that? I've been talking about it forever. Did y'all know that though? Did you know that on your own? Did CNN tell you? Did CNN tell you? BS Now? Did any of them tell you? If they didn't, diversify your news.